Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favourites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
Well, it was Erling Haaland earlier, and now it is Kylian Mbappe, the star player. He notched another brace in the competition to lead France into the round of 16 by beating Sweden at MetLife, where they hope to return on July 19th for the World Cup final. Good to have you with us, everybody. Welcome along. I'm Poppy Miller alongside Benny Feilhaber and Troy Deeney. We all went for France, didn't we? This was maybe the unanimous pick of the round of 32. Did it play out, Troy, how you expected it to, that match?
Yeah, actually just a couple less goals than we thought, actually. That was it. Everything else was perfect for France from their point of view. Got goals, got Elise and Mbappe linking up really well. No one was injured. Got more players off the bench to get some minutes in. Kept a clean sheet. It was a perfect, display from France. And again, watching that game, they scored 3 goals yet again for the 3rd time already in 4 games. But they leave you thinking, oh, there's another gear that they can go to.
Is.
Yeah, and you're just like, they're still destroying teams, and there's more to come. It just feels inevitable.
No, I mean, that was a bye, right? Like, Sweden didn't really come to play. They came to just partake in the competition. It was like that participation ribbon that you get.
My kids don't get that, but I know what you mean.
But they never stood a chance.
Yeah.
And, I think France is not only the favorite, but I don't see many teams getting in their way until they get to the final. I mean, Paraguay, they're dead man walking already for the next game. And then I think the next game after that is, if I'm not mistaken,
Canada or Morocco?
Morocco. I think Morocco gives them a stiff test. Canada, I don't think they get there, but I think Morocco gives them their first stiff test of the competition.
Yeah, and what would that be? Quarters?
Yeah.
Quarterfinals, yeah. So, but also, you say that we saw Morocco look relatively good, but have let in loads of chances defensively versus Brazil and other games. I just don't know how anyone stops them. Just put your coaches hat on for a minute and think, how are we trying to stop this team? It's so difficult.
Well, the one thing Morocco has, though, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but the one thing that they have is athleticism. They can somehow compete. I'm not saying that they're the number one to 1A, 1B. I think it's 1 and maybe 2 or 3, but at least they're not 9 or 10 like Sweden. I mean, Sweden had no chance. I don't think Paraguay have a chance, and if Canada gets it, I don't think they have a chance. So Morocco at least provides a little bit more competition.
What about Kylian Mbappe? Because it feels like every time we see, like, for example, earlier Erling Haaland, we see Leo Messi do something, then Kylian Mbappe always seems to step up, and all the talk was, wow, Leo Messi is leading the all-time World Cup goal-scoring charts. Now Kylian Mbappe is just 1 goal behind him already, and you would imagine lots more World Cup matches to go in comparison to Messi's. How impressive was that today? 18 goals in 18 appearances to be in those numbers.
Yeah, he's frightening, and I alluded to this very, very early on when I said Lionel Messi still playing is great for Kylian Mbappe and these numbers, because he gets to witness every single game. All right, he scored 2, I've got to score 2.
Right.
Everybody else on that list is retired, and obviously R9, in my opinion, the greatest striker of all time. 15 and 19 is unbelievable, but for Mbappe, 18 and 18 is scary. It's really scary stuff.
Do you think it's like that dangling carrot?
It is, yeah.
It's daily motivation. Because it's not a case of, oh, if I score today, I break a record of 40, 50 years. It's like, he scored 2 days ago. Okay, my turn. He scored the next day. Okay, my turn. And every single time, there's that measuring stick of everyone's calling Lionel Messi the greatest of all time. I can compare myself right here in present day, and they've probably got another 10 years to add to the legacy.
I think he also plays it perfectly, right? Because I think they've asked him questions in post-game pressers or whatever where, who's the best player? And he'll come out and say it's Messi. Yeah. He's chasing him kind of thing, right? And so he's kind of like seeing him up there. But I think deep down, he has that little feeling where I want to be even better than Messi one day. And I don't know if he can be like the holistic player that Messi is, but in terms of a natural goal scorer, Mbappe has that, right? He can become that today's day and age of the R9, and I think he's gonna break those records.
Don't put Mbappe in R9. Just
you wouldn't. No.
I know what he means. I mean, R9 was a different type. I mean, it was just something. I don't even know if we have that kind of player anymore.
It's a feeling in today's day and age, as well, right? There's a feeling that you get when R9 plays.
A bit like the feeling that some get when Lamine Yamal plays.
It's different. Yeah. It's different though. It's like R9 had that athleticism, like that power.
Yeah, and also it's a generation as well, right? You're talking about he's going up against players like Maldini and defenders that we talk about are going
different era
levels. Like these are the levels you need to get to, and he was making them look amateurish. So, no, for me, R9 is the greatest. So,
and you can't surpass him, I guess.
No.
It's one of those where you'll argue with your kid one day about who's the best ever, and it'll always be R9 for you.
Exactly. Throw all these stats in front of me, but I don't care.
Because this is that generation, isn't it? But when you think back to Kylian Mbappe's time, especially with this edition of France, you're going to think, how lucky is he to not only be scoring the goals that he is, but to have the supporting cast around him, where in some ways he doesn't have the pressure. Because, like you said, if he's not completely on it, he's got Dembele, he's got Doué coming in. I mean, there's Barcola. There's so many players that can come in and support him.
I think a perfect example of that is you talk about some of these teams. So, like Vini, right, playing at Brazil, and they can hone in on him. Any team can hone in against Vini because they know that that's the go-to guy. You can't do that with Mbappe because it's like you said, you got Dembele, you got Barcola, you have Olise, which today
Doué off the bench.
For me, Olise was the man of the match of the game. I mean, the slip pass that he gives on the second goal to Barcola, and then the slip pass that he gives to Mbappe on the third goal makes it easy to be Mbappe at that point.
How do you think they're going to decide the Ballon d'Or winner, by the way, if France win the World Cup? Is that just going to be mission impossible to pick one of this French team?
It'll be tough because, again, Dembele's got the Champions League as well. So this is
back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years. Again, he's also right up there as well with the goal scoring. So, no, it will be tough. I do think it will be tough, but
can you give it to them? If France were to win it, can you give it to Dembele on a team like this if it continues like this, right? Where Mbappe is the focal point, I feel like.
But my choice would be Olise.
Sure.
If we're basing it just on the World Cup, because he's going to have X amount of assists. He's the one who keeps it going.
And what he did at Bayern as well.
Yeah, and also, but now like it's voted on the stats and
the full package really, and trophies that you've won.
I just think Olise has just been, especially for France, a lot of the talk has been, can he step up in the big games? And at the moment, every game he's just like there, and everybody else is trying to get to him. And the best part is, everyone trusts him. They get the ball.
Olise today was
give him the ball.
Yeah, and he looked like, I mean, even the announcer said it in the game. He looked like he was playing in the park with his buddies. It was too easy.
Even you're not a massive fan, obviously we know, Troy, of the graphics, but what about this one? Because we have got the passing chart, which at halftime we looked at how many France had in comparison to Sweden. It was incredible, wasn't it? This does paint the picture.
We're keeping someone in a job.
I love that last one,
incredible
Poppy.
it is.
The backward passes. 13% only.
Yeah.
That to me shows you that you're not just playing possession soccer for possession's sake. There's a purpose. You're trying to get to the goal, and they get 3 goals from it, and many other chances outside of the goals.
But this is what, again, sideways passing is just moving it to try and get the team to shift the opposition. But when you can play those forward passes, 29% of your passes are forward. That's great, because you're now saying, right, we can go side to side. We're dictating the play, but also we're waiting for you to make that mistake, whether it be a through pass through the lines or whether it go around the outside, but it's got to go forward. And once it goes forward early, it just destroys teams. You're giving that front four so much time, so much space, and then you're giving them normally a quick pass. And as you know, when you give them a quick pass, that normally leads to turning forward and going. It's the slow, bobbly passes that make you come back, isn't it?
Is it the side passes as well, where they're just trying to break the press and just get the momentum change?
Yeah, it's like what Troy's saying. The side passes and even the backwards passes to some degree. The field is very big, but there's 11 players trying to shield 1 goal, and so you're trying to manipulate the ball from one side to the other so that then the vertical pass can come in from the opposite side. And so they do that really well, and it's quick. And it moves quickly, and they did it really well in this game where Sweden just weren't able to transition horizontally, left and right. And then when they weren't able to do that, it was very vertical and very direct. And then you have guys that can find those passes and guys that can make those runs. And when you get those horses going, I mean, it's over. The race is over before it started. So it was awesome to watch today.
I think everybody can agree, right, that France is the clear favourite in the World Cup. Do you remember a World Cup at this point of the competition where there was such an outstanding clear favourite, or is this unusual?
No, I think we've all tried to keep Argentina there. Like all the Messi story, first team in modern times to go back to back. We're kind of hoping for that. I was just thinking to myself there, if you're every other team watching this, you must be thinking, oh, how do we stop them? Like how do we get to
Let's
that
hope
level?
someone else stops them before we play them, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But when we all sit in hotels, we watch the games that are on because we're preparing for a game. And so certain times you watch it, you're like, oh, we can't do that. No. I remember watching.
You could see it in Sweden's faces today.
Yeah, I remember watching Pep's Man City team. Obviously, we got to play against them when I was in the Premier League, and you see in certain times, and they're doing different passes. You're like, well, we can't stop that. We can't stop Kevin De Bruyne being here, pointing it around the back of 4 players, and Aguero scored. Like, okay, let's hope. And I just think the certain teams are watching that, going, okay. That's the level we need to get to. I'm not sure we can quite get there.
No. And look, Poppy, I do think that Argentina is still 1A France, 1B Argentina, and then I think that there's a big divide between the next set of teams. And I don't think that there's been, I'm trying to think in the World Cup, at this point in the World Cup, I don't think I've ever seen just such 2 outliers, right? 1 and 2 outliers where I have a hard time seeing anybody else win this World Cup. But I think we also have to understand this is still football. And
of course.
Crazy stuff happens all the time that we look back and we're like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
I never saw that coming. So we never know.
Sending off.
An injury.
An injury, yeah. There's always something
But you do get the sense that it's going to be their own downfall rather than somebody else outplaying them on the day, right?
How do you outplay them? I'm literally asking myself a question, as you said, like, how do you outplay them? There's nothing you could do.
Do you know what is surprising when you think back, talking about the favourites, that Spain were actually the favourites for the World Cup? Now it seems like Spain's not really in the same conversation as France and as Argentina.
I feel like I can draw up a scenario where if Spain and France meet, I think it would be in the semis, if I'm not mistaken. Spain are so good with possession that they can just keep the ball and keep it away from those guys, that it makes the game, instead of a 90-minute game, maybe a 30-minute game, where now you limit the rhythm that France finds and whatnot, and Spain has their own issues in terms of scoring. Yeah. But if they can at least keep the ball away from France, then maybe they have a chance.
Give the ball away once with that open style that they play with keeping the ball.
They can't do it. They can't make that mistake.
This is the impossible question, because we've obviously been just saying so many positives. If there is one negative to France, if you're Deschamps and you're thinking this is a problem area for us, what is it? Is there one?
I can only think of one name that's the problem, and that's Messi. If Messi plays him in the final and he has the final he had 4 years ago, and all of the other 10 players, which I think Argentina will create that issue for France where they're just physically imposing. They kick them, they knock them down. We've seen referees let the game play a little bit more in this World Cup.
We almost saw it in the World Cup final last time, didn't we?
We did.
Mbappe scored a hat-trick, still wasn't enough.
Exactly. So I think that's the one person / team that I could see them, faltering with in like a real, battle royale, other than them creating their own problems. But
I was going to say that I think it's them creating their own problems. But I think with the manager's mother passing away, him leaving for a little time, there's another common goal there now. Like, okay, let's do it for him.
It was nice to see them celebrate together, right?
And they know he's leaving as well at the end of the year. So it's like, I don't know, it just feels like one last hurrah for everybody. And in the 3 cycles that he's been to the final every time, Deschamps. But after each one, they've been calling for him to get sacked. So to me, it's crazy. It
is as well, especially because you would think that normally the weakness with a team like this is maybe the cohesion, because they do have so many amazing players. And how do you manage them? We see it all the time with Ancelotti being this amazing man manager. But with France, it feels like that's never even the narrative, because the system works so well for them.
But the manager's made it very clear who the number 1 is.
Yeah. Did you see him walking off the field?
I was about to say that, As Mbappe's coming off, he's bowing to him, which, you know, normally you'd go, I don't really like that, but it's great man management, because in the first game, the first half against Senegal, he wasn't great, Mbappe. And then the manager's like, don't worry, your team, you do what you got to do. He then scores 2, and everyone's like, wow, he's here. But if you've got a manager that's trying to please everybody and go, okay, your turn this time, or your turn this time, you've got a superstar. Carlo Ancelotti does it with Brazil, Vinicius Jr. Yes, we've got Rafinha, but you're going to play in your preferred position. We're going to give you the ball as much as possible. You need to understand and identify who's your team. Everybody else then goes, okay, what's my job? I'm not trying to be the main man. I'm not trying to score 10 goals. That's the guy who scores. He's going to win us the World Cup. How do we give him the best platform?
Which weirdly sounds like the other best team in the World Cup with Argentina, because they have that same hierarchy, don't they, where everybody is on the same page. Do you like that as a player, by the way, Troy, that there is the common goal, even though sometimes maybe because all these players play at such a high level in Europe, the feelings are a big thing, the egos are a big thing, but does it make it more clear going into a World Cup?
Yeah, I think it does, but also these big teams, like Elise, when he was at Bayern Munich, he's the main focal point. They're going to give him a lot of the ball, but it's not about how many goals he scores, it's what does he provide for Harry Kane. So that then fits into this narrative with Mbappe. Right. Dembele, yes, you're at PSG, but PSG is about everyone working and everyone scoring. So that then fits into this. Do you get what I mean? Like all of these big superstars in their roles at their normal club actually helps the national team. So
it's a similar role, regardless of where they're playing. It fits in with. I agree, because look, you saw Mbappe at Real Madrid, and there's issues, right? Because 100%. Him and Vinny are both. They have their egos, and whoever else.
We're not defending. You defend for us.
Yeah, and it doesn't fit in as well. But in their respective national teams, I think with Mbappe in France, I think it works really well, because, like you said, Olise is an unselfish player. Dembele seems to be a very unselfish player. And they all kind of get theirs, right? And then going back to your question, Poppy, about the hierarchy, and of course Mbappe's the best player in the world, arguably right now. Messi's the best player of all time. So I think it's easy. The one team that I've ever played with was LAFC, where Carlos Vela was the guy on our team, and it was very easy to just let him lead, and I'll do my job for you, right? And I think everybody felt that was their role within the team. And I think it's somewhat similar to that, where they're willing to follow his lead. They know what he can provide. He is not, yes, he's the superstar, maybe he's the big guy on campus, but he does what he's supposed to do. All of those, both those guys. Messi and Mbappe both do what they're supposed to do. So it's easy to follow them, and I think they all have that camaraderie together.
Everybody's happy when they're winning.
It's easy when you win.
Not everyone.
By the way, Troy, we've got a comment for you, apparently.
Oh, God, okay.
Troy Deeney is better than Mbappe.
Thanks, kids. I appreciate it. Get to bed. No, I appreciate it.
No, give yourself some credit. At Wembley, everybody loves Troy Deeney. I don't know.
I'm a nice guy.
I don't know if Mbappe has scored more of an iconic goal and celebration than you.
No, he scored a hat-trick in the World Cup. He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Yeah, that's true.
I always remember that semi-final goal.
Thank you, sir. But let's talk about the World Cup.
True.
Let's leave the championship alone.
Stay with us, everybody. We're going to be back in just a sec.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon? When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready? Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. They're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
So, on one side you've got France, who boasts a roster full of perennial winners from the highest levels, and on the other side is Paraguay. They are a team, though, that have grown into the tournament. They've already knocked out Germany. Can they have another upset? This is the ultimate David against Goliath. It was always going to be an uphill task, wasn't it, for anybody that was going to take on this French side in any match of the competition. Paraguay, though, what are we giving them, Troy, in terms of odds right now?
A big high five and a well done. That's what we're giving them. We appreciate you and everything that you've done for the competition. You know, knocked out Germany, give us something to talk about yesterday. But look, this is bigger than David versus Goliath. It's just, in some ways, it's not fair.
It isn't.
Do you know what I mean? It's not fair what's going to happen. But Paraguay have done fantastic. They've represented themselves and their country brilliantly well. Said it yesterday, but I'll say it again. Going back to that 4-0 or 4-1 loss to the States. And not only wasn't just a loss, it was getting ran over. It was being out for everything about their identity was just gone. And then ever since that game, they've gone, okay, we'll step it up game by game, do our job. And you see them get a little bit of confidence. But this is going up against the best team with the best players. And genuinely, they could play the third-string French team and they would still probably win. It's just not fair.
But Benny, how can they put up a fight? If you're in the changing room...
don't ask me. Don't ask. This would be the perfect question for Grell. I wish he was here because this is when he should say there is no chance in hell that Paraguay gets through the French national team. So I don't have a good answer for you. Probably the best chance they have is if they get a dog-so red card penalty where they go up one and up a man. And somehow, you know, I still think that France would come back down a man. So I think they need to pray to every god that they have and hope Mbappe turns up sick or something.
Everyone that we hear from teams, you know, very media trained, if we were to interview someone from Paraguay right now, they would probably say...
From where?
From because I was just trying to put myself in their mind, you know.
And they're confused as well.
Do you think that they think in the bottom of their heart, we've got no chance?
No, I don't think that, actually.
Thinking,
no.
we do have a chance
I think that they do think that they have a chance. I mean, it's ingrained in our brains and our bodies as professional athletes. You always have a chance that you're going to go out there and you're going to fight. And you know that you're going up against Goliath to the nth power. It's not just, you know, because David actually beat Goliath. That's not going to happen.
I'm with you.
But I think they go into it.
I'm aware.
So hang on, is this a free hit then?
No, we're not saying free hit.
I don't know what that means. That's still the weird.
This is the definition of a free hit, no?
No, it's not.
That's
because
worse.
You can be. They could lose this game 10-0.
Yeah, I know.
Easily lose this game 10-0. That's not a free hit. That's embarrassing. It's humiliating. You know, you have to live with that because it'll probably be a record in the World Cup. Do you get what I mean? There's all of these different things. So the free hit nonsense to me gets put to one side. The big bit that you just alluded to is all players genuinely believe we can win. will they be aware that it's going to be the hardest game ever and they need all these things to align? But we're delusional. We cling to this 1%.
We are delusional.
1% chance that if everything falls our way, we could do it. Now, 3, 4, 5, even 15 minutes into the game, that might all get wiped away. But in the build-up to it, in the lead-up to it, knocking on wood, we're going to do everything right. We're going to prepare. And we're going to think, you know what? Today could be our day. And we start watching all these great escape things. I don't know. Wigan beating Pep Guardiola's Man City team in the FA Cup. Oh, that could be us. Right. You know, Senegal beating France in the World Cup.
Is that what you would do as a manager? You would show all the clips of like the ultimate underdog story.
You could just make up all these stories, give up all these quotes, but ultimately the players will believe it, and then they'll get to the game, kick off, little 1-2, and they'll go, uh-oh.
I think that they're you know, in terms of what they really want to try and line up to do is they're going to obviously play very deep, and they're going to be looking at the clock. And they're going to be saying, okay, we're past 5 minutes if they get there. And now we're past 10 minutes. And can we get to 15? And can you just make the game somehow a little bit shorter and then pray for a miracle?
Have you ever played in a game where that happens, like you're the underdog and you're running around and whatever, and you go, it's got to be close to half time. You look up and it's like 18 minutes. You're like,
not even hydration break yet.
It's like, oh. I remember playing against Man City, that Man City team, and you know, they beat us like 5-0. And it was 0-0 at this point. I was like, oh, we've done well, done so well. I looked up, 18 minutes, 24 seconds. I'll never forget it.
And then what did you think then?
I was like, I'm dead. I don't think I'm going to make the half time. But no, it's just, sometimes it's just levels. I remember playing against Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva. They're picking up these pockets of space, and no one knew whose man it was because it was not deep enough to be the defender, and it wasn't, you know, close enough for the midfielder. It was just right in the middle. Every time we got to a player, they played it the other side. Remember one time counting? I was like, they must have 12. Like, what? Oh, no. It's all the same. They're just, sometimes there's just a level that you just can't aspire to. You wish you could be that good, and reality hits it. Unfortunately, you just can't do it.
I know we can't compare Germany, but nobody really give them a chance against Germany.
No.
Right? So that is, talking of the underdog story, that is, they can look to their own past just a week ago to think.
But a different level. A much different level, right? We talk about, yes, there are upsets in the World Cup. This would be something completely different. Like Germany
make a documentary if they would.
They would.
There'd be documentaries
it'd be the
made
miracle
about
on grass, just like there's the miracle on ice for the U.S. team against the Russians. It'd be something crazy like that. But yeah, I mean, yes, they had a very good performance against a not great German team that you would still expect to beat a Paraguay. But it doesn't. I mean, France is the best team.
By the way, their one saving grace, though, is the fact that it is just one game. Because you know, if we were talking about this match in the Champions League, you would just give them zero chance, right, home and away. But at least the one thing that's on their side,
one game,
is it so?
That's why they're looking at the clock and seeing if 90 minutes can turn into 60 to 45, and then. I don't know.
Maybe the hydration.
Then you lose anyway.
Every hydration break, just get it over. Go on, Beth. Wrap it up.
Well, if you want to bet on this game, you can see it's going to be pretty one-sided. Mackenzie Brooks is here to help us with some of those numbers. Mackenzie, good to see you. I'm curious, what are the odds for Paraguay to advance in this game?
They about match up with the way you guys are talking about them. Honestly, odds makers are a little more optimistic than the way you guys are talking about this team. God damn, I'm like, wow, there is really no chance here. So obviously with games like this, you know, France is minus 550 to win. That's not exactly a playable number on its own. So you have to get creative, and we've had to get creative through group stages as well. And usually when you see such a one-sided game, I would focus on first half player props, but I don't think we're going to see, you know, players get pulled in a knockout stage game the way we could in the group stage. So a few different ways to get creative. One of the bets I saw on BetMGM that I'm seeing, France to win and a combined over 2.5 goals for the game. I think France can get over this on their own, as they've done literally every single game so far in the World Cup, scoring 3 goals. And it's minus 155. Is that a fabulous number? No. Do I feel like that's a really, really awesome bet that I think should probably be closer to minus 200? Yeah, and you can parlay that with things if you want to. And a more plus money way to look at France to dominate this game is to just bet France to win both halves here at plus 120 if you think they can score early and then score again in the second half. Obviously, looking for multiple goals would be the ideal situation. But again, Plus money, that's at plus 140 right now. I'm seeing it already come down on some books. So those are two act now prices I would probably take right now. And then if you're looking at the Paraguay side, you want some version of money on them. Maybe you're a fan of the Cinderella story. What I've noticed with some of these teams, some of these heavy underdogs, is their shot count is still up pretty high. Not shots on goal, not shots on target, not goals, but they're, shoot your shot towards the end of that second half here. You're seeing double digits from Sweden. You saw it from Ivory Coast when they were down. So once that market opens up, it isn't exactly open yet. Just looking at Paraguay in these quote unquote garbage time minutes, maybe at the end of the game when they're down, just seeing the shots, knowing what they'd have to do. That's probably the only over I'd be taking for that team.
Mackenzie, I love that. I think that's the most confident I've ever felt in a bet, by the way. France to win and the over, that is, even though it's a minus, I think that's guaranteed money, isn't it?
That's a Nigel bet, that is. Nigel put it on.
Let's talk about a different game, because obviously you're in Chicago. You're going to be with the Call It What You Want crew ahead of the US men's national team taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina. We're really looking forward to this game. I know you're going to be in the middle of all the fans. Bosnia and Herzegovina, they've had an incredible run even to get to the World Cup, as we mentioned, knocking out Wales, knocking out Italy, and now taking on the US. What are you thinking for the bets for this game, Mackenzie? You going US here?
Would you kill me if I said both teams to score while I'm sitting in a USA watch party? Because now that we haven't seen one in the game we just had, I mean, it's plus money. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, 2-1 US win? Like, I mean, we give up goals, and now it's a better price because we were coming off a game where we didn't, and now it's inflated again. We saw 3 goals we conceded last game. It's a sprinkle for me. Is that what I'm going to go into?
I think it's a good. I think it's a good shot. I think it would help if the U.S. gets an early goal, and Bosnia has to come out of their shell a little bit. The U.S.
just don't tell Jimmy that I'm taking that. I'm going to save that for live TV. This stays between us and
it's still a 2-1 win, right? So everybody's still happy.
That's what I'm saying. Threading the needle.
Well, though, right?
So, yeah, they're big in the air. They can create problems. The U.S. back line hasn't been stingy enough, so I think it's a good shot.
And they love a dramatic finish to the matches as well. Bosnia, they always seem to score late, don't they? Don't worry about Jimmy as well. He's going to have his megaphone. He can never hear anybody or anything around him.
Or see with those sunglasses.
Yeah, he's going to be in a world of his own tomorrow. Mackenzie, thanks so much. Enjoy tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Thanks, guys.
All right, stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back here on Golazo Matchday 48 Nations in just a moment.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt. What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Well, despite not winning a single match in the qualifiers, they made it into the World Cup Sweden through the playoffs, but now they bow out of the tournament after falling to France this afternoon 3-0. I think we could all agree, right? We just waxed lyrical about France and how incredible they've been. This was their World Cup recap, though. It was rocky for them in the group stage. They lost 5-1 to the Netherlands. They drew against Japan, but of course they beat Tunisia 5-1, which read into that what you will on match day 1. It's been a mixed bag for all, hasn't it, Troy? How would you sum up Sweden in the World Cup?
Ultimately, the Tunisia win will look like a good result on paper, but obviously Tunisia then obviously sacked their manager. We see all of the fallout for them. They've been terrible. It's hard for me to give any kind of critique because they've been poor for so long. And we heard in the commentary there where they're talking about now the World Cup's over, Graham Potter can get this team looking how he wants it. It's like, what are we talking? Genuinely, like, what are we talking about? Like, so I don't have any trust that it can be changed because we saw a 3 at the back or a 5. You've got their best player, one of their best players is a winger, so he had to play as a 3. But they played a 3 at the back, so there's no control in the midfield because both your midfielders want to go and press. None of them can no one can get on the ball and play. Like, nothing really makes sense. No. You've got the basis of this team is going to be the 2 strikers, Isak and Gyökeres. So you either got to go, we're going to play with both of them and figure it out behind them, or we're going to play with one and one sits on the bench. Just unfortunately, that's the way that the cook.
I don't think they can do that.
No, I don't agree. But I'm just saying you've got to go with 2 and then build it behind them, or go right. We're going to go the generic 4-3-3, which everyone's used to playing. One starts, one's on the bench. But at the moment, no one's really in a position that they feel comfortable. What style or system have we seen over the course of these games that we go, okay, that's what they're trying to do? It's very much like let's just hope that we can outrun teams, but that's not good enough at this level.
That all sounds like it falls a lot on Graham Potter's shoulders, though, doesn't it? Because on paper, this isn't a bad team, and yes, you have to take away this last result in the big picture and what we're going to measure them on. However, to not win during the qualifiers is not good. Is this a tarnish on his record as well now, being after Chelsea and West Ham as well?
For me, it is, and again, you've got to try and make this not personal, but like 11 losses there at Chelsea, 14 losses there at West Ham. He's got more losses than wins already with Sweden. So you're starting to see a trend developing. And look, the average points are going down as well. Obviously with Sweden, you don't really get that many games where it's about points, but everything's trending that this is not it. And I know he did really well in Sweden early doors before Brighton, but that was a good couple of years ago now. I start to go like, football's about what have you done for me lately? And when I start to see a history lately and a pattern lately that the Chelsea job looked a little bit too big for him. He looked like the suit was bigger than him. You know, like the desk's a bit too big for him, all of that stuff. Goes to West Ham. To start with, it was not my team. Let me get to have a summer and I'll change it. He has a summer. Guess what? He's sacked in October because he brought in the players he wanted. He even brought in his head of recruitment. So all the excuses are gone. You've been sacked back to back, and then you land the Sweden job. And in that, you've got more losses than you got wins. So, again, not to make it personal, but I'm just looking at what I'm seeing and going, well, how do you... If I'm the Swedish FA and going, right, what are we building for the Euros and for the next World Cup? What have you shown us that goes, you can be trusted?
Right.
And I just think it's a struggle.
My biggest takeaway from the limited games that I've seen of Sweden, obviously in the World Cup, they have two world-class strikers.
Absolutely.
World-class. I think you start with those two, like you said. You can't find any manager that's not going to play those two. If any manager wants to play a 4-3-3 with one of them, he's out of the running. If Graham Potter's going to use both of them, so be it. But I didn't see any identity. Even in the Tunisia game, right? They won 5-1. I watched that game from start to finish. Tunisia was just that poor.
Yeah.
It's not that Sweden had the game and they found different ways of getting the ball up to their strikers and defending together. Then they got spanked by the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And then they eked out a draw against Japan. And then today they were,
by the way,
not even
Japan
close.
and Netherlands who have gone home as well, by the way.
Yeah.
And can you imagine, by the way, if they didn't win 5-1 that game, how bad this sample size would truly look? Because that's boosting them by being like, well, you know.
I think people are kind of like brushing that aside now. At first it was like, wow, Sweden 5-1. But now looking back on it, it's more like Tunisia was really that bad.
Yeah.
It's not like they're giving credit. And to me, if you're going to stick to Graham Potter or not, I think the question mark has to be, what does our team look like? Because I think that there's enough good Swedish players on that national team outside of the top two guys, right? To formulate some cohesion and create a defensive team that can protect the back line and then attack with those two guys up top and be dangerous. I mean, this tournament, they should have been able to do better than what they did in the group stage. And obviously they didn't set themselves up well to play against France in the very first game. So it was a disappointing, I think, 4 games for them.
Yeah, and I'd also just add to that, what makes it even worse for them? Because they've got a better squad than a Cape Verde, for example, or a Paraguay. But these teams are still going strong because they've got a clear identity, to your point.
Organized.
We know who we are. Okay, we're not the best team. We're going to be organised. We're going to sit in, and you're going to be hard to beat. Again, if you're a Swedish fan now, what do you say? What do you say we did well?
Yeah.
Take the 5 out, the 5-1. They've scored 2 goals in the last 3, while letting in 9.
You didn't even get your 2 best players to play well. Neither of them played well in the tournament.
I think that's the bigger thing is
right?
you don't
played
have
better
that
than they
feeling.
did.
If they played well and they still went out, that's one thing.
Definitely.
But it's the feeling that you
They got
get
they got credit for losing to Holland because the way that they lost. It's like that game could have been
by 4 goals.
Yeah, that game could have been 9-4, and everyone was like, but they gave it a go. So, okay, well done.
Yeah.
But what would you get for it?
Well, the Nations League is next for them, and they're going to be in a group with Romania, Poland, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. These are the games that they've got coming up. Do you think Graham Potter is going to stay with Sweden if you were part of them?
If it was up to me, honestly, again, respectfully, no. Just because, again, after this small sample size, I don't actually see what you're trying to do. Now, you're looking at the teams they're going to be playing. Bosnia, very clear identity on who and what they are. Going to see that against the US. Poland, probably in a bit of a transitional phase now. No Lewandowski, maybe a little bit of Lewandowski, but no Lewandowski for the long period of it. You can't. I don't think now in modern football you can play without any identity. I don't believe you can just go, okay, just give it to him and hope he does something. I think players now in their club size, no matter where they play, it's structured, it's organised, they know what they're supposed to be doing. You can't go into world-class football going, give it to them too.
Even worse at the international level because you have less time to train. It's just about simplicity. Just give them a clear picture of what everybody's roles are within the team. And I didn't think the Swedish team knew exactly what they wanted to do, who was supposed to do this. I mean, it almost looked like the 2 strikers were defending harder than everybody else.
Yeah.
So it just didn't look great in any way.
And they have extended his contract, by the way, to 2030, which I suppose, you know, that
Graham
could
Potter's
change.
like right
but
here.
He's still going to be under contract.
He's living good.
The game's gone, isn't it? The game is absolutely gone.
By
But
the way,
again,
which
look, this comment here is a real good point, right? So Elanga, they need to get the most out of him. So you need to play him as a winger then, right? So whether that be a old school 4-4-2, which we're starting to see come back a little bit more now. But Bergvall and Ayari, both of them have the same profile. They're both midfielders that upset. They go forward, but they're more upsetting. They stop the play. They make tackles. They run forward. They run hard. If you've got those 2 in the middle, who's the person giving them the ball? Who's the 6 that's sitting there going, right, I'll have it?
The hard defender as well that that kind of wins balls and then gives it to the playmakers. I agree.
But so again, we're looking again. Bergvall for me, I haven't seen it. in the 2 years, I know he's a young man, but he's trying to leave Spurs at the moment. We saw it today, and we were speaking about it. Hiding, like, go and get the ball. If you think you can go and play, you played against France. No one cares because you're going to lose.
Right.
Go and get the ball. It was literally moments in the game where he's going, pass to him. Well, I don't want it. So, but you got Sweden, Graham Potter. I'm willing to put. I'll put $5,000 on for charity.
Oh, here we go.
He don't see that full. He's not here.
So it's not charity. You're putting it down. You're telling Mackenzie what to bet.
Yeah, I'll put $5,000 down. If he gets to 2030, I'll give it to whatever charity that you got.
Oh, 2030. So he's got to get through Euros.
I'll even go back. If he's still there in a year, I'll give it that.
Do you know how many times he said this? What is your charity of choice, by the way?
Any charity, any children's charity.
Boys and Girls Club?
Nice. Anything like that is fine. But by the way, every time I've said it, guess what? Never lost. So it's a safe bet.
Even though Sweden's out of the World Cup, you can still see several of the players playing on Paramount Plus next season, including the likes of Victor Gyökeres, Alexander Isak, Anthony Elanga, and many more. We're going to take a quick break here on the Golazo Network. We're going to be back in just a sec, everybody.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. They're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt. What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
So the bracket looks like this. Looking ahead to the round of 16, Brazil and Norway have confirmed their place. On the other side, it's Mexico against Ecuador tonight, and tomorrow the Three Lions will take on DR Congo. We're looking forward to all the build-up to that game tomorrow. But what about Mexico-Ecuador tonight? You were just talking, Benny, about how insane the atmosphere is going to be at the Azteca. It really is one of the special places, isn't it? One of the meccas of football. You favour them tonight?
I do, but Ecuador is that team that's been growing in the tournament, right? Much like Paraguay, kind of started slow and then had some confidence about them going into the Germany game. I think Ecuador is going to have that as well against Mexico tonight. So we'll see, but I do think Mexico have the upper hand because of where they're playing.
Yeah, 100%. It's a coin flip of a game if it was at like a neutral site, but being at the Azteca with the home crowd, with that elevation as well, I think it just feels like it's a Mexico day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I back Mexico just a little bit.
By the way, does that make you nervous if England do get past the DR
England's
Congo?
already passed, right? You guys are feeling confident.
No.
You're in the round of 16, am I right?
Easy.
Easy does it.
What did Gorilla say? Layup.
Layup.
Nah, to be fair,
it's a slam dunk, really.
In all seriousness, we've been terrible at breaking teams down, and DR Congo are one of the best at sitting in and not doing that. So I'm a little bit nervous for that. If we play Ecuador, if we play Mexico, I'm more confident.
Really?
Yeah.
Even because Mexico is going to be at the Azteca too.
Yeah, but also then when they're at home, they can't sit in. Their fans don't allow
They're
it,
going
so
for
they're going to go for it, which I think suits our game. But DR Congo a little bit.
Poppy said 3-0 against DR Congo.
No, I didn't.
No, she didn't.
No,
She's not that confident.
I'm not. They've not had me feeling good. But for Mexico, I think, especially when you think of this being a home World Cup, we were talking about the US feeling the buzz, and obviously Mexico, they'll have that tenfold, won't they, Benny? What do you like about the strengths of this team?
Well, look, they got 9 points, right? They won all 3 games in the group stage. They were better than every team that they played against, although I thought their group was pretty weak.
Yes.
So they haven't had a real test.
Yeah.
And I think Ecuador is going to provide that, but they're going to come in with that feeling, that confidence. The fans are going to be there, but be certain that the Mexican fans also will turn very quickly on the Mexican team if it's not good enough. They'll boo them at halftime. They'll start whistling, and you never know how that can play a part. But I think it's going to be a tough game, and that could be almost the turning point as well if the fans turn on their own team.
And also what they have done well defensively, they've been very solid, very aggressive in how they play. But the guys coming off the bench have been scoring goals. They've been scoring from all sorts of areas. So I fancy them. I do fancy them.
I was just reading this comment, by the way. Mexico likes to lose 2-0.
That must have been
that must be a US men's national team fan. Have you ever played in a match, Troy, where the fans have turned on you as the home team, and did that make you frustrated? Did you think, like, get behind us, or could you understand the frustration?
Really? PTSD. I got PTSD there real quick. It's not a nice moment, obviously, but you have to deal with it. You have to front it up. Again, most fans will only really turn on you when they see a lack of effort. People can have bad games, lack of quality, all of that. But if it's a lack of effort, I don't think you're going to see that with this Mexico crowd. But they will look at this. The sad part about it is the Mexican fans will look at Ecuador and go, we can beat them.
Yes.
And that's how fans get, don't they? Oh, we should beat them. Right. Like Poppy with England, it should be 3-0. You know, some of us else just wait and see. But no, I think I remember playing. Oh God, I've done it a couple of times. But the biggest one for me was Birmingham City. I was obviously captain. I'm from there. I'd just got back in, and we got confronted by our fans at half time and at the end of the game. Yeah, so
even at half time they were confronting you. We stunk.
So that's what they deserved it. But again, it'd been like years of frustration with the ownership and all of that. And then, I remember having to go and speak to the fans at the end because, you know, I was a kid from home. They knew me. Right, Troy will sort it. Troy will fix it. But
and did you?
I left. No, thankfully, Brady and the guys come in and spent some money. But tough times. Tough times.
Ecuador, we're just going to show you how they came through this group stage, by the way, to get to this point, because like Benny said, they have surprised quite a few people already. 2 goals against Germany was probably the most impressive, wasn't it? And the 3 shots on target, 9 chances created. Yes, okay, say what you will about Germany now. We've seen them go out of the competition, but at that point, that made people's ears perk up.
Look, what I'll say about Ecuador is they are going to be tough to break down. I think they're very tough to break down. I think you think about that very first game against Ivory Coast. They were by far the better team in the first half. They hit the post I think 3 times in that game and weren't able to get a goal. And then Ivory Coast eventually got one really late. I think it's going to be a really interesting start to the game, whether it's slow, whether Ecuador is kind of staying back and trying to counter, whether Ecuador is also able to turn chances into actual goals.
Yeah.
Those will all play a big part in how the game is played.
I also think as well, if you could just see on these real quick, the shots, look, 12, 27 and 7. So what they realised very, very quickly is we can't be expansive and try and beat teams. Let's sit in and wait for our moment and be more clinical.
Yeah. Okay, really exciting match from the Azteca tonight. It's Mexico against Ecuador. We're going to be back here in just a second here on the Golazo Network 48 Nations scoreline. Just a reminder, it's coming up later on as well at 11 o'clock Eastern on the Golazo Network and live on YouTube.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt. What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
The Call It What You Want crew and Mackenzie Brooks are going to be live from Chicago for all the build-up and reaction to the US men's national team round of 32 fixture against Bosnia and Herzegovina, coming up on the Golazo Network and the Golazo America YouTube channel at 7 o'clock Eastern. And speaking of the US men's national team, Sebastian Berhalter is joining us now. Sebastian, so nice to see you. First of all, by the way, congratulations, massive congratulations on your first World Cup goal on Thursday. What was that moment like for you to score and assist as well in a home World Cup, knowing that you'd already advanced to the knockouts?
Yeah, to be honest, I just wanted to win the game. I think, my reaction was getting the ball. I didn't people were telling me you should have celebrated more. I was like, bro, I just wanted to win the game. I don't think I would take back that reaction, but it was amazing. And I don't think I've processed it yet. I think, after World Cup, I'll have time to process it.
Buddy, I got to ask, I saw Pops, I saw him screaming and yelling. You both played in the World Cup.
Give me just a little bit of what this last week's been. But you won the group. Now you're getting ready to play Bosnia. What's that in training, and what's that atmosphere like in camp?
Yeah, it's good. We have all guys, headed the same direction. And I think that's important, especially when guys, get minutes all over everyone's almost gotten minutes for the most part. So it's like everyone's just so excited for everyone. And, we want to win. We want to keep winning knockout games and, taking it one game at a time, but then also, going out there and making our country proud.
Hey, Sebastian. So I have a personal question that kind of goes back to Pops a little bit. And, your dad played, he coached, and obviously you grew up with him teaching you the game. I have a son myself now that I try and teach the game to. So what kind of influence did he have on you? What kind of what part of the game that you have in you now kind of came from him? Is it the toughness? Is it the tactical aspect? Is it the technical aspect? What part is it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like the biggest thing, you kind of let me find my own work ethic. He was, more hands off, and, he was like, if you want this, you got to go get it, and he wasn't, forcing me to train every day or anything. He would, every once in a while, but, he really told me, like, if you want this, this is your dream. Like, you got to get it. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to play soccer, and I think that took pressure off me and made me realize, like, this is what I want to do. And then I think, yeah, from his personality, he was a very intense and competitive guy. And, I actually don't think I'm as competitive as him. I feel like he's got that on me a little bit, but,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I mean, I'm sure you guys know him, he's intense and competitive, but yeah, I'm just striving to, to be like him.
Sebastian, speaking of dreams, I mean, you could only dream to play in a World Cup, let alone to play on a World Cup that's here in America on home soil. It must just be such a special feeling. Have you had a minute to really take in what's happening on the outside and what an impact this World Cup is having with all the fans being here? Obviously, you feel it in the stadium. Or are you so wrapped up in the team bubble that you can't really see it until after the competition's over?
No, I feel like I felt it. I feel like people, have believed, and just even seeing, 70,000 American fans, I'm sure Marcelo and Benny can say, like, that's the dream, like growing up as a kid, that's all you want, to see just fans, supporting the US and having people believe, and we've always believed as a collective and as a group, but seeing everyone around us believe and really, try to push us to the next step is all you can ask for a player. And yeah, seeing so many American fans is a dream come true, to be honest.
Looking at the next opponent, I mean, knockout phase, how important it is. What have you guys been working on, and what kind of problems can Bosnia cause you guys?
Yeah, they're direct. They're big bodies. They're good on set pieces, and that's something we'd be careful with. I think they have quality. They have quality in different positions, and they have experience. They're guys that played at high levels, and then there's also younger guys that are hungry. So, it'll be a great test, and they're a good team. And for us, it's just about sticking to what we do and, what's got us here, and good starts and, press after loss, intensity, and just having those things. And I think we'll be in a good spot.
And within that, right? So now it's the knockout rounds, and one game you're out, one win, you move on, obviously a step closer. How do you balance the aspect of feeling confident, believing in what you've done so far as a team, and continuing that into the knockout rounds, versus the worry, I guess, or the understanding that it can be over after 90 minutes after one bad performance?
Yeah, I think you have to go out there and be yourself, and whatever happens. If we stick to our DNA and we stick to what we do, and look, if the performance isn't what we want, and we did everything we could, and we did everything Mauricio asked us, sometimes that, it is what it is, and you got to accept it. But we believe that with a good performance, we're going to advance and do what we do. But yeah, like you've seen all these games, they've been so close, and it's been 1-goal games and upsets and things like that. So it's not going to be an easy game, and we need to stick to, what we can stick to and control what we can control.
So true. And obviously this is the biggest World Cup we've ever seen, which means a few more days as well in between matches. How has camp been? What have you all been up to on your downtime? Are you having a nice time away from the football?
Yeah, I mean, some coffee dates, a lot of treatment. Just trying to think. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that everyone's just trying to get ready for the next day. I think trainings are intense and games are intense. So all you're trying to do is to feel ready for the next day. So it's just doing all the recovery things and trying to do the right thing so your body feels 100% the next day.
good coffee too, by the looks of it. What was the cold foam you've got on top that you showed us?
Shout out Becky.
I'm hoping my hometown Irvine is treating you guys well, man.
Yeah, Irvine's, I mean, the weather is just every day is like the same, you know, it's incredible. It's not used to that, you know, living in Ohio for 7 years.
Look, I guess when you look at this group, we started this in '94, and to this day we're saying, okay, will we ever get the World Cup back? And we've seen the impact what the '94 group did. Now look at what kind of impact winning Bosnia, getting to a quarterfinal, do you think it's going to make? Because you're in Vancouver, you're in it right now. What impact will this make reaching a quarterfinal?
Yeah, good question. I think it's, you know, having more little kids around the U.S. just believing that, you know, they can be where we're at. And that's, I think, our ultimate goal is for, you know, kids just around the U.S. to look up to, you know, players like us, to want to be in a position, to want to, you know, fight for their country and train for their country and just be better, you know. And that's something that we want to inspire the next generation. I think that's the biggest thing. And I think we've done a good job so far, but, you know, hopefully, you know, like Benny's son, you know, can just hopefully look up to us and, you know, hopefully want to be on the team one day.
Look, I have one tactical question, right? Because as I've watched you guys play, I think out of almost any team, I've really enjoyed the way that you guys make runs in behind the back line and you test other teams, and it's relentless, right? Whether it's the runs off the ball, whether it's the moments of repressing when you lose the ball to try and get it back. Where has that kind of evolved from? Because we haven't seen it throughout Mauricio's tenure, but we've seen it at a really high rate in these last 3 games. Where has that come from, and should we obviously expect that to continue? I'm hoping so as a fan watching the game, because it's a lot of fun to watch it, very entertaining, and it's been highly successful.
Yeah, no, that's who we are, and that's going to continue for sure. I think it's something that we've always just been trying to get on the same page as a coaching staff, and I think throughout the camps, it's something that, you know, we've tried to do. I think, you know, in March it was tough. You know, you're playing teams like, you know, Belgium and Portugal, and you're still, you know, you have guys that haven't played with each other in a long time, and you're still trying to figure out, you know, what we're good at and, you know, who you can rely on for different things. And I think you saw in the Senegal game and even the Germany game that, you know, we started to do some of those things and really to start to put that together. And yeah, that's something that we're a really athletic team, you know, so that's something we should do and something we should, you know, use to our advantage. And yeah, hopefully that continues for sure.
Yeah, so far so good. We're really looking forward to the game tomorrow night. Thanks so much, Sebastian. Best of luck. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, for more on the match tomorrow, the Call It What You Want crew and Mackenzie Brooks are going to be live from Chicago for all the build-up and reaction to the US men's national team's game against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Just a reminder, you can watch that on the Golazo Network and the Golazo America YouTube channel at 7 o'clock Eastern.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you